the tripod. This is what it looks like right now. It's about 3:35 local time. And the most exciting thing is that we just identified moving ice. Well, except it may just have barely stopped. But I'll show you out here. So this is what was just happening. This section, let me get my finger out there. This section right out there was just moving, a huge chunk. You can see over here, there's an open water space. So a lot has moved since this morning because there wasn't flowing open water over here, but now this section right here is flowing. This section over here is open and flowing, and there's just like little open spots here and there all around. There isn't a huge direct line of flow in any one spot, but there are definitely open spots here and there that are starting to pop through. So even just right around the tripod, there is now flowing water. So obviously the tripod itself is not moving. It's just still stuck there sitting on a chunk of ice, but the water around it is flowing. So this is amazing. We are getting some water flow today, and we'll see what happens with the chunks. It'll probably still take several hours for the chunks to break up. Well, and still the problem is they have nowhere to go downriver. So even if big chunks are breaking up, they're not flowing anywhere. So that has mostly been happening upriver. The update that I posted this morning was west of this railroad bridge. So that's just on the other side of that railroad bridge was where the totally flowing water was, and there was a big dam of chunked ice that was just getting all backed up there. So we'll see how long it takes to make it down this way, or for anything downriver to start opening up so that the ice chunks have somewhere to go. So here you go, I'll zoom in on the tripod for you. There it is. Just hanging out. It's just hanging out there in the river. Nice and serene. Yeah, it's really stable. It's not really going anywhere. But the water is. So again, now this section down here, this water, this is starting to have some flow to it. Well, actually no. I correct myself. Right here, this is just sitting on top of mud and silt. So that's not actually flowing river, but over here, this section right here, that's flowing. So probably all this snow out here is still sitting on mud and silt, and then it drops down over there. And of course, this is all me guessing. I totally am not a river expert, nor can I actually see what's going on underneath the ice, but that just is what it appears to me to look like what is going on underneath. So don't take any of that as official. But there's the bridge. The flags are still just sitting right there on the ice, although it does look like they may have tightened up a little bit because they're floating up above here. Yeah? Okay, go grab your jacket. I have my kids out here with me. They're so excited to come out and play in the dirt. So yeah, that's what it looks like. I did discover that there are open patches underneath the railroad bridge. I don't know what they look like right now because it's been several hours since I went over there in that direction, but there were at least 2 open spots under the river. I imagine that's contributed to helping this spot out here open up, because out there has now been... Oh, hold on, it sounded like there was something going on over here, but it might have been a different place in town. Some noise going on behind me or something instead of the tripod or the ice. So there's a question, is the clock still ticking? Yes, it is. The tripod needs to move 100 feet downriver in order to trip the clock. So because it's just been sitting there, even though it's tipped, there's nowhere for the ice to go, and so it hasn't pulled the rope yet. So if you see this rope with the flags, it gets hooked up to this clock tower back here. It's a pretty nifty contraption, actually. It has these ropes tied up to a cleaver so that when the ropes get pulled, it chops the rest of the rope, and there's a bucket of rocks that falls and stops the clock. No, it doesn't fall onto the clock. It doesn't smash the clock or anything. But when that bucket falls and the cleaver chops the rope, that stops the clock right on the dot. So that is the clock tower with the contraption. It's still hooked up to this rope, so the clock is running. And until those ropes get pulled, it's just going to be sitting there and keep running. There you go. It looks like there's this chunk down here that has kind of lifted up a little bit. As the ice comes down the river, then it'll start to shove a whole bunch of pieces up and down, and it's quite spectacular to watch. So this should be, I'm guessing it'll be an epic breakup once this actually starts moving somewhere. I love watching the ice when it's moving. So yeah, you're welcome, fans. I'm so glad that you're on here live, getting to watch with us. I love being out on the river, so it makes me really happy that people can watch with me and are so grateful that we can all watch together. I did see a question. Let's see, what was the question just up here? Is it moving? No, it's not moving. I was just talking about when it does move, then it shoves ice up and down. So it's still not moving. There are some open patches of water. And right when I got here, at the start of this video, at least right before I started this video, this section out here was moving. So it has now been jammed up and it's not moving anymore, but there's some pretty sweet action, which is why I wanted to get on and do a live for you guys in case anything else exciting happened, but it appeared to have stopped right as I started the video. All right, so there are some more questions. Am I the new spokesperson? Well, I am one of the people that has been invited to be one of the people on the fan page that can do the live updates. So yeah, I'm one of the new people on here. Let's see, what else? Yeah, this has definitely happened before, where it falls over but doesn't stop the clock. So what a lot of people may not know is that the tripod is anchored into the ice. when they place the tripod, there are channels that are cut into the ice about 2 feet down, if I'm not mistaken. And then they set the tripod base into those channels and fill it up with water so that it gets frozen in place. And so it's pretty well anchored in there. But as you can see, the area around it has started to rot. That's what we call it when the ice is turning soft and mushy. We call it rotting. So when the ice starts to rot, the tripod can get a little tippy. It's super, super heavy. It takes dozens of people to stand it up. And so when the ice gets soft, then the tripod can tip. But as long as there are still big chunks of ice around it, it can't move much. There has to be open channels of water so that it can have somewhere to go. Unless, of course, it just sunk into the river and floated under the ice. I don't know if that has ever happened before, but since it's wood, I suppose it probably wouldn't sink that far to go underneath the ice. It floats, as far as I know. So yeah, I think it's still just sitting on several inches of ice, and until the ice around it and everywhere downriver is flowing somewhere, it's not going to move for a while. So yeah, just so you know, I'm not the spokesperson, I'm just one of them. So there's, I know Rebecca is the one who's been hosting this fan page for several years. She's done it for 7 years now, but she moved away from Nenana last year, and we're super sad that she is not here in person to do this with us, but she has pulled in a few other locals to be able to give these live updates to you right here on the edge of the river. So as far as I know, there are 3 of us that are working together to do these live updates whenever we're able to get down here. And so that's why you hear different voices on these videos. And I'm super happy to be a part of it all. So the temperatures right now are, it's over 50 degrees. Since I'm using my phone, I can't pull up my phone I can't pull up the weather on my phone to tell you the exact temperature, but it was about 52, 53 when I last checked a thermometer. The wind is blowing, so it feels colder than 53, but it's still pretty nice. I'm out here in shorts and a sweatshirt and my rain boots, because it can get pretty mushy in places. So upriver, you can see all of this spot. That's right next to the mud flats out there. Out there is all mud. So even though it's a lot of open water, it's not necessarily taking the ice anywhere. So really what we're watching for is the movement out here. Once this stuff breaks up and rots really good, as well as the stuff downriver, once there are holes down here and ice starts to rot, then we'll see some real breakup action. Oh, thanks. Someone said it's 52 degrees. Yep, that's what I last saw, so perfect. 65-hour drive from your hometown, Tim. That's awesome. So you'd probably miss the tripod if you started driving up here. Well, of course, this is not official at all, but it seems like it might go out within 48 hours, but who knows at this point. There have been so many surprises with this year. So the Nenana River went out last Sunday, not yesterday Sunday, but the Sunday previous. So today is day 8 since the Nenana has gone out. Now, historically, the Tanana River breaks up 7 to 10 days after the Nenana goes out. So we are right smack in the middle of that window, and that's one reason why it's kind of surprising that this is all still so frozen up and really not moving anywhere. So this could be one of those times where it surpasses that 10-day window. We're not sure. This is all so exciting. Thanks, guys. Oh, I love the encouragement. I'm so happy to be out here. You can always ask more questions too. That helps me know what you want to know and gives more information. Yay, Wisconsin. My family, I have a family in Wisconsin. And Tacoma, Washington. Yay, all over the place. My name is Amy, by the way. Yeah, thank you so much. Texas, awesome! I just got to visit Texas for the first time in my life in January, and I loved it. It was so fun and beautiful. Watching from Chicago, awesome! Ooh, guys, I can hear some ice crunching. Okay, so right here, let me try and point it out. Right here, this ice is crunching right now. I know it's probably really hard to see on the video. Let me see if I can zoom in. That right there was some ice was just crunching in there. So it stopped, but it's always super exciting when you hear movement on the ice. Pennsylvania, awesome! Yay! Alright, let's see. What else is going on? Yeah, see, there's a few chunks that are moving out here. Okay, so there's still a lot of questions about if the clock has stopped or who won. The clock has not stopped, and no one has won yet. So if you're still in the running, congratulations. Everyone from here on out still has a chance. It looks like I know it looks pretty precarious out there, sitting on its side, and it looks like it may have tripped the clock, but it hasn't. So the clock is still running. The tripod has to move 100 feet to trip the clock. Sometimes there have been funky things that happen where even though the tripod is sitting or moving slow, there are chunks of ice that sometimes catch this rope. You see this rope with the flags? If a big ice chunk catches it and pulls it downriver, that will also trip the clock. So there are so many variables here, lots of stuff that can happen. Here's the clock tower for those of you who haven't seen it yet. This is where that rope is hooked up to, so that when it's pulled, a cleaver chops the rope, drops a bag of rocks, and stops the clock. What is the latest date it trips the clock? So there on the Ice Classic website, there is a list of all of the times that it has gone out, and I believe the latest it has gone out is May 20th. So you can check my facts on that because I don't want to be saying anything wrong, but I'm pretty sure that May 20th has been the latest it has ever gone out. May 20th. Okay, yeah, it looks like someone else is double checking on that. Oh yeah, okay. Nenana Ice Classic fan page says May 20th. Thanks for being on here with me. It's good to have co-hosts to moderate the comments. There we go. There's a mosquito. Sorry, there's a question. Are the mosquitoes full grown yet? So, the very interesting about the mosquitoes, when they come out, They are huge. And the reason why is because they get frozen from the previous season. When they thaw out, they are huge, like massively huge mosquitoes. And they start breeding the next generation, and you can tell that the next generation is coming out because these teeny tiny little zippy mosquitoes start coming out. And those ones are really obnoxious because they're super hard to catch and they are so fast. So, to answer the question, are the mosquitoes full grown yet? The ones that are coming out right now are full grown from last season, and yes, they are huge. But any new ones from this year have not really been born yet, so crazy fun facts about here in Nenana. Okay, let's see what other... Okay, we have someone from Ruby, Missouri. This is so exciting. Yup, the tripod needs to move 100 feet before the clock stops, whether that's the tripod itself or if something catches the rope, that can also trip the clock. And Nome, someone's here from Nome. Awesome. Welcome, welcome. I can hear a little more ice crunching out there. No major movement. It's still pretty quiet as far as movement goes, but every once in a while you can hear these little crunches of ice. Like I was saying before, what we call that is rotting ice. When the ice gets soft and it gets sloughed away, that's the ice rot moving down the river. So looks like there's a lot of rotting going on, which is good. We want that to happen so it all gets to go downriver. Now what I would really like to figure out is what it looks like downriver. Because last I saw there was not very much movement down there. But things have changed a lot in the last 24 hours. We heard last night that the Tanana River in Fairbanks broke up and was sending a ton of ice chunks and water flow down our way. So I went out this morning to check the river, what it looked like upriver, and there was actually flowing water just beyond that railroad bridge. So that's huge news, because last drone and airplane footage I saw, it was still frozen over. There was no open spots or moving water. So this is really exciting. Just today, the water opened up to have flowing spots. For anyone who's just barely joining us right now, out here, there's a big open spot. It's just totally open water right there. So right before I got on this video, there was some ice movement. A huge chunk of ice was floating down, but it just got stopped right here. It was this right here that was moving, and it just got jammed up. So hopefully we'll be able to catch some more action later. So there you go. You guys want me to move upriver and see what we can see up there? It's all pretty much looking the same down here, so we can take a trip upriver and see if there's more action going on. Okay, I'll give you one final sweep and we'll go check out upriver, see what it's doing up there and if it's changed since this morning. Tisha says, we will go wherever you go. Yeah, that's the power of the camera, huh? No, I promise I will take you guys to the most exciting spots because that's what I live for in this breakup season. I love to catch the action. So I know it's a little bit anticlimactic right now watching the actual tripod, but let's go on an adventure. Let's see what else is out there and what it looks like upriver, because that was really exciting this morning to see what was going on up there. Okay, so I'll end this live. I'll drive upriver and we'll see what we can find. Thanks, guys!